Today on the History Station. Radio, the thing you hear sounds from. Let's begin with the invention of the first patented radio.
Guglielmo Marconi was born in Bologna, Italy, to an Italian gentleman by the name of Giuseppe Marconi and Annie Jameson. After being educated privately for most of his life in Bologna, Florence, and Leghorn, the young Marconi spent most of his time sitting in on university lectures, although he was never truly enrolled as a student. It was at that point in his life that he decided to dedicate his time to developing wireless telephony. It is known that Marconi was not the first inventor to attempt transmission of wireless telegraphy. Other men have attempted this transmission but could never make it more than 2 miles. What made the difference for Marconi was his decision to use sparks to send radio waves. By deciding to go this route, he succeeded in building a system that was able to transmit radio waves for many miles. After settling down and starting their own family business, Marconi requested patents all over the world for his new invention, and even after all his success, Marconi didn't stop there. Marconi tackled the idea of a wireless telephone and successfully transmitted signals across the Atlantic.
Now to talk about the very first commercial radio station is expert of something, James Norfleet.
The first major commercial radio station was a radio station by the name of KDKA, which was developed in the year of 1920 and later became CBS in 1997. KDKA radio station was created by a company by the name of Westinghouse Electric Corporation, which was incorporated in the year of 1886 by a man by the name of George Westinghouse. KDKA overnight success in radio was due to the Westinghouse employee by the name of Frank Conrad, who operated KDKA's 75-watt 8YK system. Conrad supervised the manufacture of military receivers during World War I. KDKA was the first radio station that had government contracts during World War I. It used radio stations like 2WE and 2WM and was the only company authorized to stay in contact during World War I. KDKA was the first major radio station that transmitted on 100 watts at a short range wavelength of 360 feet, which is about 0.22 miles away. During the 1920s, known as the Great Depression, people were not able to turn on their phonographs and receive news, but radio was free and accessible entertainment. In 1923, KDKA began simulcasting its AM medium wave broadcast on short wave.
And now to bring you the history of the evolution of the radio is expert Arizaki.
There was 3 main people that helped make the radio what it is today. One of them was Canadian-born physicist Reginald Fessenden. He was the first one to send a human voice and music over the radio, which was sent from Brenton Rock, Massachusetts on December 24th, 1906. Then sometime the next year, American inventor Lee DeForest patented the audio signal director. This amplified the radio frequencies. The last of these people was another American inventor, Edwin Armstrong. He invented the superhydrodyne circuit in 1918. Then, in 1933, he discovered how to produce FM broadcasts, but it was withheld from the public for another decade because an executive of RCA was pushing for television. And after that, the radio didn't change all that much.
And now a quick look at Internet radio. Internet radio is the popular form of radio that provides little to no loss of signal, no interference with other stations, and no loss of quality in the broadcast. As long as a person can access the internet, they can listen to live stream broadcasted radio and music. The first internet radio station was called Internet Talk Radio, a weekly 30-minute talk show created by Carl Malamud in 1993, where they interviewed computer experts each show. However, Internet Talk Radio is not a traditional radio station. The first traditional radio station to start broadcasting over the internet was a station called WXYC. WXYC started broadcasting on November 7, 1994. Later, iHeartRadio launched on April 2008, playing traditional radio stations on their website. Pandora Media was out but didn't go public until June 2011. Last but not least, satellite radio. Satellite radio. This innovation has brought music worldwide without the need of internet or being within range of a tower. You can access these satellites from anywhere in the world with no loss of quality. It all started in 1992 with the Digital Audio Radio Service, or DARS. This organization tasked outside companies with providing the technology and services for the first satellite radios. 2 companies answered this call, XM and Sirius. In the spring of 2001, 2 satellites were launched, aptly named Rock and Roll. These satellites transmit RF signals at roughly 2.3 gigahertz, as opposed to the 60 to 90 megahertz of normal FM radios. Later that year, XM started broadcasting in Dallas, San Diego, and eventually nationwide. Early 2002, Sirius began radio services in Denver, Houston, Phoenix, and Jackson. Later that same year, they too went nationwide. These companies are now currently running over 25 million subscribers and growing. Let's take a quick look at what we've learned today. We went over the invention of the first patented radio by Marconi. We explored the first commercial radio station, KDKA. We learned about the 3 most important characters in the evolution of the radio. We learned of the importance of internet radio and its impact on the future. And we explored how satellite radio came to be. Thank you for watching, and good night.